Alright guys, what's up? So in this video I want to talk to you about why big clients or whale clients actually suck. And I want to do it based on a story I have about this myself. Running in a lead generation agency, I've had clients come in all shapes and sizes. And basically this video is inspired about this one story where I had a client that was paying me 8.5K a month as a retainer. And while at first this was really great, we were really happy. Later on down the line, it actually turned quite sour, and I just want to talk to you about this and tell you more about why I would actually recommend not following the same suit. So basically what happened is we became too dependent on this client as our business. This was when I was just starting out. We were doing maybe around 24K to 26K or something euros in recurring revenue, and then 8K was of that one client, or 8.5K. So you can imagine, how much stress that kind of put on us to deliver for that one client. So this puts a lot of stress on us because if we were to lose this client, it was going to be like 30%, 35% of our revenue just being gone overnight. So why this thing turned sour is because the expectations were piling up and up and up. Because this client was doing something really challenging. They wanted to send out like 150,000 emails or new prospects a month, which to be honest, it's kind of just spamming. But it was to like influencers. So influencers, they use, so while they are businesses, they use a lot of @Gmail addresses. And if you know anything about email, then you know that inboxing on @Gmail addresses with cold email is frankly, it's just kind of impossible. It's super hard. We managed to do it anyway, but it was sucking up so much of our time, setting up new inboxes every week, a lot of stress, and a lot of their business success was dependent on it as well, right? Because they were paying 8.5K for a reason. This was their primary channel. They were like a funded startup, and they need to get this off the ground quick. So it just kind of turned sour after a while because it was just sucking up more and more and more of our time. Not even making the retainer worth it, to be honest. And there's actually 3 additional reasons why I learned from that and why I wouldn't do it again. And that's what I want to kind of share in this video as well. So one of the things is that it's just taking too much time, making you unable to focus on your own thing, on your own agency, growing your agency, building out SOPs, training team members, because you're just delivering like in the trenches for that one client. And also you don't really get paid much extra. So while a normal client might pay like 3.5K, alright, they pay 8K, but it's a little bit more than double, but it's almost like triple or 4 times the work. And I've seen this happen a lot where if clients expect more or if they want like a bigger package, kind of the incremental pricing goes down a lot. Because if you're going to add on, let's say you do email lead gen and you're going to add on LinkedIn, it's very rarely that's going to be double the price, right? Or if you want to do like 5 times the outreach, it's not going to be 5 times the price. It's going to be a little bit less, so you get paid less for the extra work. And sometimes it works, but a lot of times it also doesn't. And it takes away focus from doing the things that are important for your business. And especially as the founder, with one client being such a big part of your revenue, you're going to be inclined to focus on them as opposed to maybe finding new clients or doing the next thing, having you be really dependent. And this is actually the second point I have. It's just too much risk. If it's really concentrated on one customer, 1/3 of your business is one customer, it's just a lot of risk. Like if they mess up for some reason, they go bankrupt, or they just decide to change course overnight, you lose 1/3 of your business, and that's just not something you want to do. And no business would ever allow that much risk to be concentrated in one client. And then third is also on the dependence. It's that you can't be as firm with the client. So if you run an agency, you know how important it is to have healthy client business relationships, client agency relationships. And sometimes you just got to be firm and set boundaries like, hey, we can't deliver this on Sunday, we're going to do it on a weekday, or we can't do this extra work, we're going to have to charge you extra for it. And it's going to be harder to set those boundaries if your dependence on that revenue is going to be larger. It's going to be harder to do that if that one client owns 1/3 of your business. You're going to be scared, what if they churn because of this? And you don't want to be in that position. So even when you're going to be firm, you always have that risk of a client taking it the wrong way or being like, hey, all right, well, that's a deal breaker for us. And that's fine, right? That's fine to then part ways. But if it's going to be 1/3 of your business, you're going to be more inclined to, say, all right, we'll do it, or I'll make an exception, or Usually we don't do that, but this time I'll do it, right? Like that's kind of like what happens. And again, this is going to stunt your growth in the long term, and it's just not going to be enjoyable to do as well in terms of running the business and being a business owner, not being some employee. And then I would say actually like one bonus thing is, and I kind of mentioned it with like the first and the third, but you as the business owner yourself, you're going to be involved with this client because it's going to be 1/3 of your business. It's going to be really hard to just completely like offload it to your team and be like, hey guys, I trust you. If it's going to be this big of a part of your business, you're going to want to check up and be more involved, and that's just sucking your own time and basically removing leverage from your agency. So those are kind of the three reasons why big clients actually suck. Does that mean you should never sign big clients? No. Again, it's relative, right? So if your normal retainer is like 3K or your normal performance fees are around 3K, if you then have one client, being worth 3 or 4 clients, that's where I would kind of worry. And that's where I would say, okay, like diversify, either scale your agency so that it's less concentrated, or, say to the client, hey, this is what we can do. And this is where I would recommend one of our partners or like a friend you have or some other agency you can recommend them to get that part of their business done and not with you. So you can have that more like natural distribution of client revenue between different clients. So if you found this helpful, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.